welcome back to the Sagan Live. Today is Wednesday, so that means it's Sagan House Day, where we don't show you candidates, but we invite our top global talent experts to show you how hiring works behind the scenes. And today we are talking about something a lot of founders think about and then they talk themselves out of. Can you actually build a sales team outside the US and have them work with US clients? Because the objections are always the same. It's the accent, it's the time zone, it's the belief that US clients won't take them seriously. So today we've got Jesus with us, and he runs our white glove division here at Sagan, and he's seen this play out across a lot of teams because he's a sales guy himself. Jesus, welcome, welcome, welcome. How's it going on your end?
Hello. Everything is great. Enjoying this experience and having a great week.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, we're very much excited to have you in the show. And I want to start
Thank you.
with the first one, with the objections that I've mentioned, and that is
Hmm.
the accent. Is this actually a
Yeah.
real issue or more of like a misconception?
I would definitely say that it is a misconception, and I've been thinking about it because this is a very frequent objection, and it's a concern, and I understand. I mean, if you are trying to grow your business, if you're trying to bring salesperson, of course you want them to be a game, but I don't think accent is part of that mix. And I've been thinking a lot, and let me tell you, I thought of a couple of examples
Hmm.
about how accent is not a thing. Um, I'm a big sports fan,
Yeah.
right? And I really like football, soccer.
Hmm.
And I was thinking, I don't know if you're familiar with who Georgian Klinsmann
Yeah.
is. He is a or was a pro German football player, soccer football player, right? He was captain. He was one of the greatest football players, soccer players in Germany ever. And he took over as a coach for 5 years the U.S. national team.
Hmm.
And let me tell you what, he transformed the culture, the soccer culture in the U.S. And do you want to guess who has a very thick German accent?
Who would that be?
Mr. Georgian Klinsmann,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? So he has a very, very thick accent, but knowledge, authority, presence, and personality turn him into a milestone in the history of American, like U.S. American soccer. So accent is not necessarily a thing. And let's go out of sports and let's bring it to corporate.
Hmm.
I had the opportunity when I was in grad school. I had the opportunity to meet Janis Koufalous. At that time, he was global supply chain officer at P&G, Procter and Gamble.
Hmm.
He managed, I don't know, 20,000 people, something crazy like that. I mean, global supply chain on a mass consumption company like P&G, like 50 different brands. Um, and he has a very thick Greek accent,
Hmm.
and nobody care about it. I mean, nobody complain about his accent. Why? Because he had the presence, he had the personality, he had the drive, he had the authority. So I don't think necessarily accent is a thing as long as your salesperson has presence, right? Authority
Yeah.
and personality. That may, I have an accent, of course. I'm from Latin America,
Hmm.
but I'm very confident in what I do. And I'm not saying I'm a great salesperson, but I feel comfortable, and I think I can connect really good, and I can build up rapport with CFOs, with CEOs, with founders. That's what I do for living every single day of my life,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, accent might be a thing, but it's not the final thing. And if you can overlap with other skills, that would not be part of the mix when you're hired. It shouldn't be part of the mix when you're hired.
Hmm.
And sales is about emotion. It's not about talking, talking, talking.
Yeah. I mean, that's completely true, and that makes a lot of sense. And I do agree 100%. It's more of
Yeah,
the soft skills, right? Rather than
exactly.
like, do you even like, it's not about the diction and how you actually pronounce things, but it's more of like how
Yeah,
you come across as a salesperson.
exactly.
All right.
The way you sell yourself, the way you show
Yeah,
yourself.
exactly. I mean, I do agree. Let's move on to the second one, Jesus, and let's talk about
Hmm.
time zones because this comes up constantly. How should
Yeah.
founders or business owners actually think about this one?
Well, I think there's a big gray area here because founders, I mean, there's the thing when you decide to, when you as a candidate, I mean, decide to try global or working remotely, you're probably set up for anything. And by anything, I mean, you're going to work from home, you're going to need a great setup, you're going to have to buy a great chair, a nice computer, pay for a very good internet service, and have a quiet room to work comfortably, etc. And you also know that times or your schedules are not going to be like the normal schedules. So global talent is ready for it. And let me tell you a story. I live in Latin America. I live in Argentina, and of course, I overlap 100% with Sagan's working schedules.
Hmm.
But a couple of years ago, I spent a few months in Australia, and I like to travel a lot, and that's why I choose remote, right?
Yeah.
Um, I spent a couple months in Australia, and I was working 10 p.m., 6 a.m. shifts, right? And yeah, that's exhausting, etc., etc. But I was ready for it. I
Hmm.
was physically and mentally ready for it because I knew, right, that that was my schedule, and that my motivation was working every day so I can achieve my goals, so I can get more money to keep traveling. So I think it's all about motivation and understanding that global talent, we as global talent are ready for it. So okay, you can choose LATAM. In Latin America, you will have a full overlap with US, with any US time zone, so it shouldn't be a problem. And if you decide to hire outside Latin America, let's say Southeast Asia or even South Africa or Australia, um, you can rest assured that they are ready to mirror, to overlap your schedule. And this is something we talked about a lot with our customers at White Glove because I understand some of them want to focus in Latin America because they want to prevent burnout, and that's okay. I mean, that's fair. But again, in the background, every global talent is and should be ready to overlap your schedule, especially in sales, because I mean, admin work or operations, you might be a little bit more flexible, but if your customers are in Eastern time zone, you're definitely set up for that. And that's your motivation for salespeople. As much as you are calling, selling, you're making more money. So that's the motivation, right? I
Yeah.
mean, I will overlap your schedule because I'm interested in closing more deals in order to get more money or more benefits or whatever your compensation package is. But that's your motivation. It shouldn't be an issue. Everyone is set up for that.
Yeah,
It's ready. We're
totally.
ready for that.
Totally. And I can even speak for experience too, because I've been working US hours
Yeah.
for almost 2 years now. It's been completely seamless. Like, who would have thought that we're recording this at like almost 2 a.m. my time? So, yeah, that is
Yeah.
absolutely true. Okay, so there's one more objection that people don't usually say out loud, but they do think
Okay.
it. And that is the notion that their US clients or customers won't take them seriously. How do you usually respond to that?
It won't take seriously the salesperson.
The salesperson.
Yeah, I see. I've seen that in the past. And yeah, I think this is a misconception. I mean, that might happen, definitely might happen, but that happens because again, um, I think it's especially for a salesperson, it's all about personality, right? I mean, it's the
Mm-hmm.
way you show yourself, the way you jump into a meeting. What's the energy? How do you bond with your customer or over a call, whatever? So definitely, I think the biggest myth is global talent is not as prepared or ready to work as other locations or talent from other locations. And the truth is, um, global talent spend a lot of time educating themselves and making courses because again, one of the things that global talent know is that when you are trying to find a job locally, you are competing against, I don't know, 100 applicants,
Mm-hmm.
150 applicants. When you're going global,
Mhm.
you're competing against 50,000
Yeah.
uh, applicants. So you need to differentiate you. How do you do that? You study, right? You improve your English, right? You improve your sales skills. You improve your soft skills. You learn how to rapport, how to build rapport. You learn how to bond. You learn how to connect. And that's what makes you different, because on the paper, every salesperson is going to look like the same, and they could lie, but
Mhm.
you cannot lie a meeting. So I think it's, yeah, they might not take them seriously, but that might be, I think that's a misconception, because they do not know, or they don't have enough context of the effort behind global talent. What if I tell you I went to MIT for grad school? So it's one of the greatest universities in the world.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was there for a year studying a master's degree. I mean, would that make a person respect me more or take me more seriously than other candidate? So that's what I'm thinking. I mean, we as Global Talent invest a lot of time and a lot of efforts, a lot of energy in getting ready, in preparing and studying, because that's what's going to make us different. Because again, the competition is wild, and you know better than anyone. I mean, it's wild.
Yeah.
So you need to be different. So yeah, I mean, they might not take them seriously, but the truth is that we spend a lot of time getting ready, studying, and improving our skills, developing our skills, because that what makes us different.
Yeah. I absolutely agree. So, if a founder, Jesus, actually wants this to work, what do they need to put in
Mhm.
place, like from day one?
Well, I think a very good onboarding process, right? And what I would say is onboarding process, and especially for sales, a playbook, right? I mean, what's the pitch? What's a back office support? Do you have a CRM? Do you have a workflow? What specifically will be my role? Am I an appointment setter? Am I a sales development representative? Am I a closer? Am I a consultant? Am I going to show you a product or service? I mean, what's the goal? What am I doing here? Right? So give them context and
Hmm.
enough resources. Once they feel empowered, find the motivation. That's very important in sales. I mean, bond with your team. If you hire an SDR, find out what the motivation is. What's the language? Are
Hmm.
we talking sports? Am I motivating you talking sports, or am I motivating you talking science? Should I give you examples about science, about sports, about politics, about economics? I mean, what is that you like that is going to energize you to do your job? So resources, motivation, like emotional motivation, expectations. I'm expecting you can ramp up in 60 days, and then you start delivering 3 meetings a month or something like that.
Hmm.
So they can have a roadmap on how to get ready. And then you release the Kraken. I mean, if you hire a salesperson, you definitely need to let them show up, and not putting them in jail or putting them inside a box, telling them you need to say this word behind this other word. You give them context, you give them a pitch, you give them like a product brief or service brief, and then again release that Kraken.
Yeah,
Let them do the job.
I love
That
that.
I think that's key.
Yeah, I love it. And I love today's conversation as well. I believe a lot of founders or business owners can really gain value to what we talk about. This is more of like an insider access of what hiring actually looks like. Well, Jesus, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you in the
It's been
show.
awesome. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Jesus. All right. So now, again, if you're at the point where you want to stop paying San Francisco salaries, then just DM us with the word consultation and we'll hop on a free 20-minute call and help you figure out the role, the structure, and the right hire for your team. And if you're curious what global sales talent actually costs, then send us the word salary guide and we'll send over our compensation guide with the salary ranges by location. That is all for today. See you tomorrow.